Okay, now how do you actually find your values? There are a couple ways to do that. I'm going to make a table to start off with. There is a shortcut, but basically you got to just do a table kind of like before, but you're already given a value. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a value to the left or right of here. And I'm just going to choose two values. Now what values? You want to do left or right of -1. Remember, -1 is your x value here, correct? Your middle is -1. What values would be easier, to plug in 0 and 1 or -2 and -3?
0 and 1.
Do you understand? 0 and 1 would probably be easier. You had to plug in values on either side of your axis of symmetry. Over here, what values are you going to plug in over here? Well, if it's at 4, what do you want to put in? 3 and 2 or 5 and 6? I'd probably do 3 and 2 or 2 and 3, however you want to do it. Are we okay so far? Basically, you're going to plug in 0. That becomes 1 squared plus 3, so that becomes -1 plus 3, which is 2. And when I plug in 1, that becomes 2 squared, which is 4. Becomes -4 plus 3, which is -1. So 1 becomes -1. Do you see your parabola? Do you see how all I need is 2 points? Do you see how this one's going to flip over to here? This one's going to flip over to here. Remember we said it's 1, so it's normal. Does that look like about an average parabola? And did we say it's sad, upside down? Over here, by the way, 3. Did we say this was wide or narrow? We said it's narrow, good. So this one's going to be narrow, we said. So our graph should be narrower than this one. If this is standard, should this one be narrower? Yes. So here we're going to do 3 times, we're going to plug in a 2. What's 2 minus 4? Okay, -2 squared is 4. So it's going to be 12 minus 6, which is 6. So at 2, it's going to be up 6. Here you're going to have, you have -1 squared, which is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 6 is -3. So at 3, you're going to be at -3. Reflect this point over. Reflect this point over. Does that look narrow?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it happy and narrow? Yeah. It's happy and it's narrow. Okay. Now, look at this value real quick. Look at A. What is A? A is 3, right? How far up did we get from here to here? How far up did we go?
2, 3 points.
Didn't you go up 3 points? Look over here. What's your A value?
-1.
What did we get from here to here? How far down did we go?
-1.
That always works. The second dot, A, will tell you where your second dot is. If you're here, -1 for A means you're going to go down 1 and over. Over 1, but you go down 1. Here, if that's 3, it means you're going to go up 3 over 1. It's basically your slope. Remember y equals mx plus b? 3 is kind of like your slope. Do you see that? Down 1 over 1, up 3 over 1. Now, does the slope stay the same? No, it's curving. But for the first point, the slope, that 3 tells you the first point on your slope. Something to think about.